The latest tech item to hit the market is Apple's iPad. And this morning we are joined in the studio with Thor Schrock of Schrock Innovations, who has more on the iPad. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
450,000 of these sold since the launch on Saturday?
That's a lot of glass.
Yeah, I know. Now, why would someone want the iPad? Of course, it's cool. And I've been seeing them on American Idol. You know, they're being advertised everywhere. Why would someone want one? Because, I mean, they are cool.
Well, yeah, they're obviously cool, but that's one of the biggest questions that Apple is trying to answer right now, because if you have a laptop already and you already have a cell phone with a web-enabled browser like an iPhone, you know, someone who has an iPhone and a laptop, what do you need this little piece of thin glass in the middle that allows you to, you can't put it in your pocket, you can't make phone calls from it, so why use this? Well,
how do you carry it, by the way?
Well, you know, any way you want is where it comes down to. So when you turn it on, the first thing you'll notice about the iPad is you can have it in like a portrait mode, or if I rotate it, it'll go landscape. So then everything will turn whichever way you want to do it.
That's a nice function.
It does the same thing with video, unless you lay down in bed. And see, they were smart and they thought about this. If you've ever used an iPhone or an iPod Touch and you lay down, or when you're looking at it, you kind of lean to the side a little, all I have to do is rotate this ever so slightly to get it to bounce around. Kind of annoying. So they give us a little lock button here that locks the orientation so that it stands upright. Well, the bottom line, why do you want this? Well, if you're a techie, you probably should wait a little while because it's missing some really core tech features. But if you're an average home user, my son loves this thing. He's 3.5 years old. We can give this to him in the backseat. It's like a portable video player. I bought the accidental damage warranty, by the way. And so it's like a portable video player for him. My wife loves it because, you know, you're in the kitchen or doing something. You don't have to have a big computer in the kitchen. You want to check your email, you can just pick up the iPad, check your email.
But you have to be wireless, right?
Yes, you have to have Wi-Fi. Without internet access, this thing is about as good as a doorstop. Okay. So you have to have some kind of internet access, like a Wi-Fi in your home. Yeah. It does not. The 3G models have not been released yet. Okay. So the 3G ones are the ones that have the cellular access, so that you can connect anywhere you're at.
Maybe wait a little bit, but I think we have some video to show how it works here. Maybe you can kind of show us.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, there's a number of different features on the iPad.
Yeah.
Some of the best parts about it, the touch screen is very, very precise. It's just like if you've used an iPhone or an iPod Touch. Very precise. You'll notice there's no ports on this thing. It only has the one interface that you can interface with iTunes. Some might say that's a limitation. Nice headphone jack, very similar to the iPhone, and a built-in microphone. You can see here, compared to the iPhone, it's a very large piece of glass. The whole unit weighs about 1.5 pounds. You can see that this has that one button on the front, and you can do internet, email, and all kinds of wonderful applications with it. So it's a really nice piece of technology all around. I'm enjoying it.
Now, would someone need this for school? There might be parents out there thinking, you know, someday are my children going to need this, or are they going to be at a disadvantage if they don't have this thing?
This is very interesting. Apple has always been big in the education market. So there's a big push going on right now to put all the books online, and that's one of the newest features about the iPad is the iBooks function. Imagine if your children had all their textbooks in the iPad instead. Now, will it come to a point where schools provide an iPad?
Wow.
Or will you have to buy one? You know, right now, if your kids are bugging you and saying, Mom, I've got to have it for school, my grades will, I'll get straight A's if I have an iPad. I know I will.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I mean, I pulled that stuff on my parents back in the day. So, you know, if they're saying that, it's probably not a necessary, I can say it's definitely not a necessary tech item. Will it make your kid the coolest kid in the school if he's got one? Of course. So if that's important, you definitely need to get one for him.
But not for education.
No.
So even John could use it.
Yeah, actually, it's very intuitive. In fact, we should give him a test run on it. You just swipe your finger across the front. It's pretty simple.
We'll show that next time you come back.
Only wildlife I saw this morning was right here.
So